Tom was not a soldier. He was not a leader or a hero. He was just a technician, someone who fixed things. But today, something strange happened that would change his life. The human outpost on planet Varel 9 was small. It sat between large mountains and glowing blue forests. The air was clean but thin, and the skies were always cloudy. Humans had only been on the planet for 5 years. They worked in peace with the native species, the Troll. The Troll were tall, strong, and serious. They followed a strict culture built on honor, service, and rank. Their warriors wore strange collars made of dark metal with glowing lines. No human fully understood what the collars meant, only that they were important. Tom was inside the repair bay. When the door opened with a soft hiss, a human guard walked in, followed by a Troll woman. She was tall, almost 2 meters, with dark gray skin and sharp blue eyes. Her long braids moved as she stepped forward with silent grace. "This is Rin," the guard said. "She needs her collar fixed. She was told you're the best at handling mixed tech." Tom stood up, wiping his hands on a cloth. "I can take a look." The Troll woman stepped forward and placed the broken collar on the table. It was slightly cracked, one side no longer glowing. Tom examined it carefully. "This looks like a mix of organic and machine tech," he said aloud. "Strange power core. Don't worry, I'll fix it." Rin didn't say a word. She simply nodded once and took a seat near the wall. Her eyes stayed on Tom as he worked. Tom liked fixing things. Machines made sense. They didn't lie, didn't judge. If something was broken, you could fix it. He carefully opened the collar's outer shell and began to rewire the circuits. He didn't notice Rin watching his every move with sharp eyes. "Why is this so important?" Tom asked, trying to break the silence. Rin finally spoke. Her voice was calm and low. "The collar is a symbol of service. It shows loyalty and rank. To who? To the one who activates it." Tom raised an eyebrow but didn't ask more questions. He thought it was just a cultural thing. He continued working. After 30 minutes, the collar lit up. Soft red light pulsed from its sides. "There we go." Tom smiled. "Fixed." He turned to hand it back, but before he could stop her, Rin stepped forward and placed the collar around her own neck. The moment the ends clicked together, the collar made a soft beep. The red light flashed once, then stayed on. Rin froze. Her eyes widened slightly. Then she slowly lowered herself to one knee in front of Tom. Tom stepped back, confused. "Ho, what are you doing?" She looked up at him. "You repaired and reactivated the bond collar. You are now my holder." Tom blinked. "You're what?" "My bond is sealed. You fixed it. Now I serve you." Tom shook his head quickly. No. I was just doing repairs. I didn't mean to activate anything." Rin stayed on one knee. Intent does not change tradition. Tom looked at the guard, who looked just as shocked. "She's not joking," the guard said quietly. "I've heard of this in Troll tradition. Fixing and activating a collar makes you the registered bondholder, like a commander or more." Tom turned pale. "You mean she belongs to me now?" Rin stood slowly. "Belong is not the right word. I am loyal to you. I follow your lead until the bond is broken." Tom held his hands up. "But I didn't agree to any of this." Rin tilted her head. "You did not refuse. I didn't know I had to." They stared at each other in silence. The collar glowed softly around her neck. Tom could see her expression wasn't angry. In fact, it looked calm, accepting. "I don't want to own anyone," Tom said. "I am not owned. I am bound," Rin said. "It is a gift, not a chain." Tom sighed and sat down. He had no idea what to do now. He had come to Varel 9 to fix machines, not get involved in alien customs. And now, because of a repair job, a proud warrior thought she served him. "Can this be undone?" he asked. "It can," Rin said. "But breaking a bond without reason is a deep insult. It may bring challenge." "Challenge?" She nodded. "Others may think you are weak. Some may try to take my place or take your life." Tom felt his stomach twist. This was more serious than he thought. He looked at Rin again. She stood tall, silent, and ready. There was no fear in her eyes, only loyalty. He rubbed his face with both hands. "I just fixed the collar. And now paths have changed," Ren said quietly. Tom stood up and looked at her again. Fine. But we'll figure this out, together. No orders. No commands. Just figure it out. Ren gave a slow nod. As you say. As they left the repair bay together, the guards whispered behind them. The collar glowed softly in the evening light. Tom had no idea what tomorrow would bring, but one thing was clear. He wasn't just a technician anymore. Tom walked through the hallway of the outpost with Ren right behind him. Her steps were silent but firm, and she kept exactly 2 steps behind him, always on the left side. At first, Tom thought it was just a coincidence. But after 5 minutes of walking, stopping, turning, and starting again, he realized it wasn't. Are you really going to follow me everywhere? He asked, looking over his shoulder. I must stay close, Ren said, until I understand. Your needs, I will observe. I don't have any needs, Tom replied quickly. I just fix broken machines. That is your work, she said. But you are now my holder. You lead, and I follow. Tom stopped walking. Can we stop? Using that word, holder sounds wrong. Ren tilted her head. What would you prefer? Nothing. I'm not your anything. I'm just a technician. Ren said nothing. She simply continued to follow. Back in his workshop, Tom sat at his table and tried to act normal. He picked up a small scanner that needed fixing, opened the back panel, and grabbed his tools. Ren stood near the door, arms behind her back, watching every move. Tom tried to ignore her. After 10 minutes, the door slid open, and Commander Lee stepped in. He was the head of the human outpost, an older man with a tired face and sharp eyes. He looked at Tom, then at Ren, then back to Tom. So, Lee said, I heard you activated a Trill bond collar. It was an accident, Tom said quickly. I just fixed it, and she did the rest. Lee nodded and stepped inside. I figured as much, but Trill don't see it that way. That's what she said, Tom muttered. Lee sat on the edge of the nearby workbench. This kind of thing is rare. Most humans don't mess with their tech, especially not with rank collars. I didn't know what it did, Tom said. Nobody gave me a manual. Ren finally spoke. The manual is tradition. Trill live by it. Lee looked at her, then back at Tom. Well, tradition or not, you're in the middle of it now. Do you understand what this bond means? Tom sighed. She follows me until I let her go? Lee shook his head. No, it's deeper. You're seen as her superior now. You speak, she obeys. She'll protect you, defend you, even fight for you if challenged. I didn't ask for that. You don't have to ask, Lee said. You're part of her now, whether you like it or not. Tom sat back in his chair. So what do I do? Be careful, Lee said. Don't treat it like a joke. Some Trill may not like a human holding bond over one of their warriors, especially not someone like Ren. What do you mean? She's not just any warrior, Lee said. She's from a high line. Her actions reflect on her entire clan. Tom looked over at Ren, who stood calm and silent. She showed no emotion, no fear, just quiet loyalty. I didn't want this, Tom said softly, then try not to make it worse, Lee said as he stood. If you need help, come to me. But for now, keep your head low. After Lee left, the room felt quiet again. Tom turned back to his tools, trying to focus on his work. Are you angry? Ren asked after a long pause. Tom looked up. What? No. Just confused. This isn't how things work where I'm from. She nodded. I understand. But where I am from, this bond is a gift. We do not give it lightly. Did you choose it? I chose to let you fix it, Ren said. I did not expect the bond to form, but I did not reject it. Tom shook his head. I'm not a leader. I don't even lead the repair crew. Ren stepped closer. But you lead your hands. You bring broken things back to life. That is a rare skill. Tom looked at her. Why does that matter? Because in our world, strength is not just muscle. It is creation, fixing, restoring. You are strong in a way others are not. Tom didn't know what to say. He had never thought of his work as strength, just something he was good at. The next day, things became more strange. Wherever Tom went, Ren followed. In the cafeteria, she stood nearby, never eating. when he went to the storage room. She carried tools before he could ask. When he climbed under a broken rover, she stood beside it. Scanning the area like a guard, people began to talk. Some laughed, some stared. A few avoided them completely. By evening, Tom sat alone in the quiet corner of the outpost garden. Ren stood a few steps away, watching the glowing plants shift colors in the low light. I don't know how long this can last, Tom said. Until the bond breaks, Ren replied. And when does that happen? When you ask it, or if I bring shame? Would it shame you if I broke it? Ren looked at him. Her voice was calm, but firm. Yes, but I would not stop you. Tom didn't answer right away. He looked up at the stars, distant and cold. I don't want anyone to get hurt, he said. Then do not treat the bond as a burden. Treat it as a path. Walk it and see where it goes. Tom closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them again. All right, he said, but only if you promise one thing. Ren raised an eyebrow. What is it? Don't call me Holder. Call me Tom. There was a small pause, then Ren nodded once. As you say, Tom. 2 days after the bond formed, Tom woke up to a message from the Troll Council. It was short and clear. You are invited to attend a recognition ceremony. In the mountain village of Koresh, your presence is expected. Bring your bonded. Tom stared at the screen in confusion. What does that mean? Ren, who stood nearby as always, stepped forward. They want to meet you. Why? You carry a bond with a warrior of high status. She explained. The council must decide if the bond is real and if it brings honor. Tom sighed. This is getting more complicated every day. It is tradition, Ren said, and traditions must be followed. Tom agreed to go. He didn't want to offend anyone, especially not a whole council of alien leaders. The next morning, he and Ren boarded a transport shuttle heading to the Troll Mountain region. The village of Koresh was beautiful. Built into the side of a mountain, it had smooth stone halls and open courtyards. Tall spires reached toward the sky, and glowing moss lit the walkways at night. Troll warriors stood guard at every gate. When Tom stepped off the shuttle, all eyes turned to him. Whispers followed him as he walked through the village beside Ren. Some warriors nodded, others frowned. They entered a large chamber where 5 elders sat in tall stone chairs. The air was quiet and heavy with expectation. One of the elders, an older troll with white markings on her face, spoke first. You are Tom, human technician. Yes, he said nervously. You hold the bond to Ren of the blade mark line. Unfixed her collar, Tom said. It activated by mistake. The council members looked at one another. Another elder leaned forward. Intent is not the question. The bond was formed. Now, you must prove its strength. Tom looked at Ren. What does that mean? Ren kept her voice steady. A test, a challenge of unity. We must work as one. Work how? It can be anything, she said. A trial that proves we act with one heart, not two. Tom turned back to the council. I'm not a fighter. You are not expected to fight. The elder said, but you must show that. Your bond is real, not just luck. Tom had no idea what to do, but he agreed to the test. A crowd gathered in the open square by the village center. Stone pots crossed each other like puzzle pieces, and small platforms stood at different levels. One of the younger warriors came forward and gave them the challenge. You will enter the maze of decision. It has 2 paths. One must guide, and one must follow. If you reach the center without failure, the bond is accepted. Tom looked at the maze's tall walls, twisting corners, and no map. Ren turned to him. I will follow. No, Tom said. I want to try leading. Just once, Ren hesitated, but then gave a short nod. They entered the maze. It was quiet inside, the walls made of smooth stone. There were no sounds from outside. Only the soft sound of their footsteps dotted each corner. A symbol glowed on the wall. One side had troll runes. The other had a puzzle in human language strange, but readable. Tom realized the maze was built for mixed species. One side needed human logic. The other needed troll memory and instinct. He paused at a crossroad. 2 signs lit up. The left path had a riddle written in English. I speak without a mouth. And here without ears. What am I? The right. Path had no words, only glowing symbols. Tom pointed left. Echo. That's the answer. Let's go. Ren followed without question. Each new turn brought harder tests, some puzzles, some traps. Some quiet moments where nothing happened unless they moved together. In one part, they had to balance on a floating platform. Tom didn't move fast enough, and it tilted. Ren grabbed his arm and steadied him. Focus, she said softly. They reached the center of the maze after 40 minutes. A glowing stone stood in the middle. Ren touched it with one hand. Tom did the same. A deep sound echoed through the maze. The doors opened, and they stepped into the sunlight. The crowd was silent at first. Then the elder raised her hand. The bond holds. The test is passed. Some warriors clapped their hands on their chests, a sign of respect. Tom looked at Ren. Did we just do something important? Yes, Ren said. We proved that we are not just joined by accident. We worked together. A tall Trill warrior stepped forward. He had deep scars on his face and gold armor. I'm Varl, he said. I once trained with Ren. She was among our best. I did not believe this bond could be real. Tom felt his chest tighten. Is there a problem? No, Varl said. There's respect. Then he turned and walked away. Ren spoke softly. That is rare. Varl does not give respect easily. Tom took a deep breath. I just followed clues and stepped on a few stones. That's not special. You led, Ren said, and I followed. That makes the bond strong. As they returned to the shuttle, Tom felt different. He didn't understand everything. He still didn't want to be anyone's leader. But for the first time, he felt like maybe, just maybe, he wasn't alone. In this, Ren sat beside him on the shuttle. Calm as always. You did well, she said. So did you? Tom replied. Their journey together was just beginning, but now, the Trill people had seen it too. Tom had never been treated with so much attention before. After completing the maze challenge in Koresh, the Trill Council officially accepted the bond between Tom and Ren. Word spread quickly through the mountains and nearby regions. Within a few days, Tom began receiving invitations, requests to visit Trill camps, attend warrior events, and speak about human ideas. He didn't feel like a leader, but the Trill treated him like one. Back at the human outpost, things were different. Too, people stared less at Ren now. Some even greeted her with small nods, a sign of growing respect. Tom noticed she began to relax slightly. Her posture was still sharp, but her eyes looked softer when they spoke. One morning, Commander Lee asked to see Tom in the command room. You've made quite an impression, Lee said as Tom entered. The peace on planet Varel 9 had lasted only a short while after the bond trial. Tom and Ren had grown closer, learning from each other's worlds. But a new threat was quietly moving in the shadows, one that no one expected. One afternoon, Tom was working in the main hangar of the outpost. The hangar was large, filled with human and Trill vehicles. He was repairing a damaged scout drone that had returned from a survey mission. Its systems were acting strange, screens flickered, and sensors failed. Ren stood nearby, watching quietly. She had become more comfortable around the humans, but still carried the pride of a Trill. Warrior, something wrong with this drone? She asked. Tom frowned. It looks like it was attacked by some kind of virus or software hack. Ren's sharp eyes narrowed. We have heard rumors of a synthetic enemy, the Vex. They destroy technology and harm planets. Tom nodded. If that's true, we need to be ready. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the outpost. Red lights flashed, and a warning voice echoed. Security breach detected. Intruder alert. Tom and Ren rushed outside to see several Vex drones attacking the perimeter fence. The drones were small, fast, and metallic. Their eyes glowed bright red as they moved in groups, shooting energy beams at the defenses. The Trill warriors quickly formed a shield around the humans. Ren drew her weapon, a long spear that hummed with energy. Stay behind us, she commanded. Tom felt his heart pounding. This was not a training exercise. It was real. He looked at the drones and noticed something there. Movements were patterned, almost like a puzzle. Wait, Tom shouted. If I can hack one, maybe I can stop the others. Ren nodded. We will protect you. Tom sprinted toward one of the fallen drones, dodging blasts as he went kneeling down. He pulled out his toolkit and connected a small device to the drone's circuit panel. The drone twitched but did not shut down. Tom worked quickly, using his knowledge of technology and coding. The other drones kept advancing. Suddenly, one drone fired directly at him. Ren stepped in front, blocking the blast with her spear. Sparks flew, but she did not fall. "Go, Tom," she shouted. He focused harder. After several tense moments, the drone's lights flickered and went dark. At once, all the other drones stopped moving. Their eyes turned off, and they dropped to the ground. The attack was over. The warriors cheered. Ren looked at Tom with surprise and respect. "You saved us all," she said softly. Tom wiped sweat from his forehead. It was luck, and some quick thinking. Later, in the council chamber, elders discussed the attack. "The Vex are dangerous," one elder said. "They target technology and try to weaken our defenses. Humans think differently," another said. "Tom's skills helped us today. We must learn from them." Ren stood next to Tom. "He is not just a technician. He is a partner." Tom smiled. "I only want to help." But inside, he knew the battle was far from over. The attack by the Vex had shaken everyone on planet Varel 9. The Troll Council gathered again in their high stone chamber, deep inside the mountain village of Koresh. This time, the mood was tense. The elders spoke in low voices about the future of their people and the humans. Tom stood beside Ren as they entered the chamber. The air smelled of burning moss and cold stone. The 5 elders looked serious, their faces marked by years of wisdom and worry. "We face a new threat," said Elder Mira, her voice steady but heavy. "The Vex will not stop. We need allies." Ren looked at Tom. "They will ask if humans can be trusted." Tom nodded. "I understand. I'm not here to fight your wars, but I want to help." Elder Yulen, the oldest of the council, spoke next. "The bond between you and Ren is unusual. Some say it is a strength. Others see it as a weakness." "What do you mean?" Tom asked. "In our tradition, a warrior's bondholder must be strong and worthy. Some elders doubt a human can be that." Ren stepped forward. "Tom has proven himself, not just with strength, but with mind and heart." "But many fear," said Elder Mira. "Humans are different. They do not live by our codes. Can we trust them?" Tom took a deep breath. "I am not perfect. I do not want control or power. I want friendship, to learn and to protect." The council remained silent. Then Elder Yulen said, "We will vote. If the majority agrees, humans will be allies. If not, tensions will rise." Tom felt the weight of their words. He looked at Ren, who nodded quietly. The vote was held in a large open hall filled with troll warriors and citizens. Tom stood before the council as the votes were counted. At first, the room was quiet. Then, one by one, warriors clapped their hands on their chests, a troll sign of respect and agreement. The majority voted in favor. The room erupted in cheers and applause. Elder Mira smiled. "Humans are now official allies." Ren turned to Tom and removed her collar. The red light faded. Then, slowly, she placed it back around her neck. "This bond is mine to give," she said. "Not forced, but chosen." Tom smiled, feeling the weight lift from his shoulders. He looked at the crowd. "Together, we are stronger." The future of the 2 worlds was now linked. The alliance between humans and the troll had changed everything. Tom stood on the observation deck of the outpost, looking out at the vast blue forests of Varel 9. Beside him stood Ren, the tall warrior who once knelt before him but now stood as his equal and friend. Their journey had been unexpected, full of surprises. What had started as a simple repair job on a broken collar had turned into a bond. Neither of them could forget. Now, Tom was no longer just a technician. He was a bridge between 2 worlds. "Tom," Ren said softly, breaking the quiet, "the council has asked me to help train others humans in Trelon working together." Tom smiled. "That's good. We need more understanding if we want to survive." She nodded. "Your skills with technology helped save many lives. I have learned much from you as well." Tom looked at her, grateful. "And I from you." You showed me strength isn't only muscle, it is loyalty and honor. Together, they walked through the halls, passing humans and Troll who now worked side by side. Workshops buzzed with activity. Soldiers practiced new formations. Scientists exchanged ideas. Tom's role had expanded. He was teaching others how to repair alien machines, share knowledge, and find peaceful solutions. Rim was often by his side, sharing stories of Troll history and traditions. Their bond was no longer a secret or a mistake. It was a symbol of hope. One day, as they prepared for a joint mission beyond the planet's borders, Tom looked at the collar around Rin's neck. "It's funny," he said. "I only meant to fix a broken device. But maybe I fixed more than that." Rin smiled. "The bond is not the collar alone. It is the choice we make." Tom nodded. "I choose to walk this path with you." Rin reached out and clasped his hand. Together, as their shuttle lifted off, leaving the glowing forest below, Tom felt a new sense of purpose. No longer just a man who fixed machines, he was part of something bigger, a future where different worlds could stand together. And in that future, anything was possible.